Located in Gambavina is a riverside cafe named Il Maiale, an Italian-American restaurant owned by a pig? I'm here in Gambavina, a beautiful town nestled here in the countryside. From what I hear, this is the only restaurant in the city, so it better be good. I must say, this interior is beautiful.
How's it going, Gordon? What can I get for you today?
Right, what's with all the pigs?
Well, the boss feels as though they deserve equal opportunity to humans, chef.
Right, well, moving on, I will have the roasted chicken, the lasagna, I will have the chicken Caesar salad, and, am I reading this right? A pork cutlet?
Yes, chef.
Does the owner know where pork comes from? And does he know that the chef is cooking it?
Well, he doesn't eat the pork, chef.
Okay, well, scratch all that. I need to go speak to the chef myself. If the chef is willing to serve pork at a restaurant staffed primarily by pigs, I don't know if I trust the food he's putting out. It's time to get to the bottom of this. What on earth? This restaurant may very well be too far gone for me to save. Christ. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am standing here in the wheat field that we made last episode. And in front of the courtyard and, well, everything else that we did last episode. But today, we're moving on from this side of the city and we're moving on to the other side. Because as you saw in the intro, we have something special planned. I believe I talked about it last episode, but this is the place that we're going to be building our restaurant. As you can see, I have a lot of materials brought over. Hopefully it's enough. I know I always say that, and then it winds up being more than enough, but you know. Yeah, this is going to be where our restaurant goes. And yesterday I didn't get to work on actually filming because I was not feeling the greatest. But I did work on widening the river. And as you can see, it's a little ugly now. I do have plans for making this look a lot nicer, but I won't be able to do that until we get everything built up in this area. As you can see, I also finally extended it around and connected it to the river that it originally was connected to. So all in all, I did make some good progress between episodes. This episode will also finally give our little friend here a place to stay, which is very, very important. But without any further ado, I suppose that we can just get right into building this restaurant. And hopefully you guys like time lapses because this is going to be a long one. Well, as you can see, we have the exterior to our build finished behind me, and I have to say, I am very happy with it. It actually looks better here than it did in my creative world, and I think that's just because it actually, like, has stuff around it. You know, in the creative world, it's just kind of out in the open by itself, but on here, it's actually surrounded by stuff, and I think it really does add to this area. Get a little aerial view of it here. I think it turned out really nice. The back definitely needs some work. I'll have to figure out something to do back there. I might just do like a fake like facade back there. We'll see. But yeah, I'm super pleased with this. As you can see, we got a little outdoor seating area here. I wanted to put them like out in front of the restaurant, but I just couldn't get it to work with the scale. So I just made this little outdoor seating area here, which is really nice because now they can sit here and like look out over the river, which it will look a lot better whenever I actually get around to doing that side. And now we have to get to work on the interior of the build. As you can see, we do have a pretty good amount of space in here to work with. Now, I've already built all this out on my creative world, so now it's just a matter of, you know, transferring it over here. But I have an idea, and I don't know if it'll work. Hopefully it will. I kind of want to do this all as like one big time lapse, like the entire interior in one clip, like putting it up in the corner, like up there. I think that would be super cool. So I'm gonna try that. Hopefully it turns out good. Hopefully the replay actually saves. But I guess you guys will figure out right now whether or not I actually got it to work. And we're gonna hop right back into a time lapse. And just like that, the interior's done. That time lapse took me about 30 minutes to record, I think. And then I spent a lot of time afterwards getting in all these finer details, like little plants and stuff. And I finished the entire kitchen off of the time lapse because I didn't have any of the materials I needed. I think it's pretty nice in here. Now, this isn't where we're going to leave it. I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of armor stands in here just to bring the place to life a little bit. Put some customers in here, some waiters. I think that'll liven up the place a lot. But before we do that, our kitchen is very empty. I think that we need a chef. I am sat here with our good friend, and he told me that he actually knows a world-renowned chef that would be willing to come work in this restaurant. Isn't that right? Fascinating. So what did you say his name was again? Gordon Ramsay. Wow, that's amazing. We're gonna have Chef Gordon Ramsay here. That'll bring so many people to our beautiful town. That's great. You know what? Since you're bringing in such a high-profile chef to our area, I think you deserve something for it. In fact, yes, I'm going to give you this building, this whole restaurant. It belongs to you now, my friend. No, there's no need to thank me. Thank you, actually. You're the whole reason why this restaurant is going to succeed with Gordon Ramsay at its helm. Thank you, friend. And I can't wait to see what great things this restaurant does for our city. Oh boy, today's the day I finally get to meet Chef Ramsay. Okay, I need to change. I gotta go change. Okay. I think this is better. Is it too much? Is this too much? You think he's gonna think that I'm a fraud? I don't know. Let's go see. Gotta keep the composure. Let's go. What? Is this a mistake? Who are you? You're not Gordon Ramsay. Oh, brother. What did I get myself into? Look, man, I don't know if this is gonna work out, you know? I mean, I was really excited, but that's because I guess I misunderstood you? You know, it's not my fault. I don't speak pig Latin, okay? That's just, you can't put that on me. You know, sometimes you can be very inconsiderate. You know, I rescued you from those pillagers, remember that? Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you! Listen, I don't want to be mean, but this is the first major business that we have in our city, and if this doesn't do well, the whole city could just disappear. Look, we gotta bring tourism in somehow, and you know, I'm willing to give your chef, Gordon Ramsay, a chance, right? But he really has to show that he knows what he's doing, okay? Okay? I'm gonna take that as a yes. I really need to learn pig Latin, huh? Well, as you saw, we officially have a chef. Don't know how good he's gonna be, but, you know, I think I have faith in him. I think. If the pig has faith in him, then I have faith in him, okay? Of course, as you can see, I'm also dressed as a chef, and I think I look just a little bit better than he does. You know, I think he might be trying to steal my flow a little bit. Of course, he has a bigger hat, so I guess that means that he's in charge. All jokes aside, though, I'm very happy with this, and I think it's really cool that with the Porkier Pigs resource pack, we were actually able to get ourselves a chef. And in case you haven't caught on yet, this whole restaurant is pig themed. In case you haven't taken the time to translate this, Il maiale is actually Italian for the pig, according to Google Translate, at least. And I felt like it was only fitting that in our very Italian themed city that we have going on here, that we have our fancy restaurant here be, I guess, Italian inspired as well. To be honest, I wanted an excuse to use pig stuff because we got this guy and we still need to build him something. I think we're gonna build him a house in the coming episodes. That would be fun. But yeah, I was like, I want to build a restaurant, and I saw the Porkier Pigs had like a special skin to turn the pig into a chef, and I was like, that's awesome. We need to do that. Hopefully you enjoyed that little skit thing there. I just felt that it was appropriate. I have quite a bit more time to make this episode, so I'm trying to put as much effort into it as possible. And keeping with that, we're still not done. Earlier today, I actually did figure out a design for the back of this building, so it won't be, you know, ugly and bland like it is now. So we're going to go ahead and get that put in. And we're also going to go ahead and put in all of our armor stands in this building just to really make it feel alive, which is something that I want to do in other parts of the city, like the square over there next to the Pantheon. I'd love to have a bunch of people sitting on the benches and walking around. I think it will be really nice to add some life to the area. I just really hope that I don't lag the game out with armor stands. But I suppose that it is time for me to stop talking and to hop right back into yet another time lapse where we finish up the back of this thing. Because that's just the right thing to do. You finish the back always, right? Right? Well, after a long time of working on it off camera, it's finally done. So why don't we go inside and check it out? I gotta be honest with you, I have not gotten around to putting people here because I forgot this part existed. So no people there for right now, but as you can see through the window, there's already some people on the inside. And oh, this is embarrassing. I left my door open. Let's go on in here and check out what's going on the inside. I think I've done pretty good. This is the first time I've really tried using the armor stand mod. So we've got this guy standing here, you know, admiring the painting, just inspecting it, you know. He's really into it. Maybe he's waiting on his friends to get here to sit down at the table. Over here we have a cute couple with a man drinking his coffee, and they're just cuddling, looking out the window at, I guess at my house, which is kind of creepy, but, you know, it's fine. And over here we have a waiter taking the order of these two fine gentlemen. They must be workers. As you can see, I've made the waiters pigs because the restaurant has a pig theme, so it just made sense. In the back left corner, we have a pillager just looking very suspicious. He's sitting over there with his ominous potion, so, you know, he might be up to no good. And then over here we have the head of my original skin and the chicken head from the first episode, and they're over here having dinner. My guy has a piece of cooked chicken, and of course the chicken is not very happy about this, so he's going a little crazy. Now we go upstairs, and this is my favorite scene that I've set up so far. I'm still not 100% sold on using the villager heads. I might swap all of like the Minecrafty heads, except for the pig, like out for. I went on Skindex and got these, so I might do that for the rest of these like villager guys, but it works for now. Up here we have a birthday party going on. We've got our pig waiter, and he's carrying out the birthday cake, singing them the birthday song. We got the little kid whose birthday it is. He's sitting on his high chair. He's excited. His older brother sitting there next to him, and then his mom and dad right there. I just thought that was a pretty cool little scene. Maybe not as... It might not be as nice considering they all have the exact same face, but you know, it's fine. Like I said, we might swap out these heads for something else, but for now I think it's fine. And honestly, I think at least this scene is, I think it's cool. I think it makes it funnier. And then if we go into the kitchen, you'll see that our chef Gordon Hamsey now has a sous chef who is he's just throwing around some meat. I don't know if he's 100% sure on how to cook it, but he is quite a handsome fellow, I will say. But yeah, that's all that I've gotten done. I do want to add some more as time goes on, but I'm very happy with it. I would love to get every single booth filled up with people with like little scenes going on, and I'd like to get some more of these heads like this to put on people. I think this one's fine. I think the one above it's maybe fine. I don't know. I think if I do add more, I'd like to have more just like skin, like human head things. But yeah, I think it's turned out pretty nice. And I am bummed that I forgot that this side existed. So You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll do a little bit more work and I'll fill out this area too, just so that it's as lively as it is on the inside. Alright, now we're finished. Except they're all just wearing iron armor because I have had to go and regather leather like 20 times now, and it takes a long time and it's really annoying, so they're wearing iron until further notice. But I still think that they look pretty cool. We got some neat little stories here, like he's calling his friend across, you know, who's looking for him. Over here we got a group of 4 people hanging out. I think I might put like a board game here, or like something like that, if I can figure it out with the armor stands. Like this guy won and this guy lost. These two are just looking out. There's this chick here, she's just looking out too, you know. Another couple just sitting here talking, drinking a bottle of water. And over here we have another family getting their order taken. Their child is acting a little rambunctious, so the dad's yelling at him. And I'm sure by now you've noticed that a lot of these are skins based off of different pop culture characters. For example, Master Roshi right here, and Tupac. Now, does that mean that all these people are coming here and that this restaurant is really just the best place in the world and that everybody wants to come here? Maybe. Not really, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty nice restaurant. We don't have any bathrooms, but that's okay. You don't need, you know, you just, there's the water right there. All jokes aside though, I am very happy with the way it turned out. And it adds so much more life to the city. And I definitely want to add more armor stands around the world. Like I said, I want to add a bunch over here in the square, just hanging out, doing stuff. I might have some just walking down the street, you know, and whenever I make other buildings, I'm sure I will have more things to put people in. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with all this. And in case you were wondering what mod I'm using to get these cool like armor stands with the different textures and stuff, it's called Sage's Mannequins. I got it off of Modrent. I can link it in the description below. And for it to work, you do need the entity model features and the entity texture features, so make sure you get those as well. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have a favorite group of armor stands, I guess just let me know. I think my favorite is is this one right here. Might be a little bit of, you know, nepotism on my part, but I think it's funny. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me this episode, guys. I'm gonna get all these chests cleaned up, and then I gotta get this video edited so it can get out to you guys. I guess all that's left to say is happy gaming, and God bless.
people were skeptical when they heard you were opening up a quarry here in town. Could you give us the story of why you decided to settle here? Absolutely. As you may know, I grew up here, and I remember how hard it was for my father to find work here after the factory shut down. After I graduated, I had to move north to the big city just to find a job, so it really was a no-brainer that when my company was looking for a new place to set up shop, it had to be here. Well, the townsfolk definitely seem to appreciate the amount of jobs you brought in. A lot of people are wondering if you were affected by the recent earthquake. What are you talking about? Water.